What's up, everybody? It is what day of the week?
Wednesday.
Wine Wednesday. So welcome on to another edition of Wine Wednesday. I'm excited you're here. Let me go ahead and fix this so it looks centered. Good. All right. So we are ready to rock and roll with a very fun topic tonight, which is something you can relate to.
I don't have time for this.
I'm so busy.
I'm out of here.
I'm too busy. And so
busy.
We're going to get into tonight where we are going to challenge with the I'm Too Busy Challenge.
Hey, Jeff.
Welcome on, Jeff Kerrigan. Welcome. Jeff Kerrigan running next month's challenge, Rocktober.
So exciting. I see so many
excited.
people putting their teams together, which
I
is
love
fantastic.
Proud of you, bro.
Yeah.
Amy
Wagner King. Good to see you.
Not too busy.
Not too
Love
busy.
it.
Yeah, I love it. It's so good.
All right, so you want to tell the rules? You want me to tell the rules?
You tell it.
All right, so we have made the rules initially because we usually come from such different ends of the spectrum. I'd be like, very logical, no emotion. She'd be like, but my feelings, and people have them, so let's talk about it. And we would have a lot of this. Sassy looks. Usually from her. She says it's from me, but that's not the truth. You can look back at the old videos. But in any case, if you see a sassy look, go ahead and throw the emojis up or say drink, or if there's something you agree with, let's go ahead and change it up. Something you like, go ahead and put the glasses up, say cheers, and we'll all cheers with you. Because it's Wine Wednesday. Let's go ahead and have a cheat day with a purpose here. Let's go ahead and have our personal development drinking game. And so, thank you guys for being on for this, and let's get into tonight. What is up with this challenge? Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, so we've been talking a lot about this one, and a lot of people who are in our mindset training have already gotten some of this, and it's something that's been pretty important to us, is the I'm too busy. I'm too busy. It's the justification that we give to ourselves. It's the thing that we say to make it so like we can be okay with why we couldn't do the things that we knew we should do.
Yep.
And we've had challenges with the girls, our kids. We've had challenges with people that we work with. We've had a lot of challenges where we go, you know what? I bet you're not as busy as you think.
Right.
You look like you're ready to say something.
Yeah, I am.
Go
This
for it.
one speaks very true to my life prior. And I've said this like a million times, I'll say it again. Me telling myself my own story, believing my own story of that I'm too busy, having other people confirm that yes, you are too busy to work out, make time for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, having that confirmation and also telling myself that so many times, I did start to believe my own story, and that became who I was. It became my identity of I just work, I take care of my kids, I'm a wife, and I don't work out because I'm too busy.
Mm-hmm.
Then you fast forward, right, into a completely different life where I'm busier than ever. And all of a sudden priorities change when you start to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And now noticing that, there's so much on my plate, but I find 20 minutes every single day to do something for myself. And by far, I know that this is something, I need the structure in my day more than ever. And I know when that structure is missing, I quickly will lose track. And so that is something that I make time, scheduled in time every day, whether it's first thing in the morning or at night, to make sure I get in my workout.
Yeah.
It's a must. You have to do it. And I know that's something that I require in order to just feel good and hit my goals.
And the idea behind that, and this is, I have known you, guys, we've known each other now for 2 years. Holy macaroni.
I know.
And even from that point when I met you, you were busy. But I would venture to say now you have more on your plate now than you did even when we met. Like I would say you run more stores, you're doing so much with Just a Mile a Day, you've got all the kids in the house, you've got so much stuff you're working on.
Yeah, I have an extra kid in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I have a 20-year-old that lives with me now. That I'm trying to be the best example for her I can be. I run 21 stores now. I think 22, maybe 21. It's hard to even keep track at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Today I got up at 4. I literally just walked in the door, literally 60 seconds before we jumped on the live tonight.
It's true.
And you still find time to make it happen. You just, again, if it's something that you schedule in your day that you have to figure out where to put it, you figure it out. If it's that much of a priority, you will figure it out. If it's not, then it's not a priority.
And that leads us to our challenge. The challenge is that we say, and here's where I challenge people often, is that you have the 20 to 30 minutes a day. You have it. You have it. If we were able to take inventory and take audit of your day, all the minutes that you have, we do a lot of zoning out or social media or playing games or screwing around or taking like longer just spacing out on stuff. We have the time. And what I say to people often is if you were diagnosed with something was wrong with you where you had to use a breathing machine for 1 to 2 hours a day. Let's just say 1 hour to keep it simple. 1 hour a day you have to use this machine or you will die today. That's just how your setup is from now until forever. You have 1 hour, you have to use this machine or it's your last day. Magically, your busy day opens up 1 hour every single day. You will now have the hour. You never had that hour before, but now that hour has magically manifested itself into being available on a daily basis. Now, how is that possible? Well, your priority has changed dramatically. It's not that you're busy, it's just what things are the most important. And what we've seen often, especially with the women, and we know some of the guys too, will prioritize taking care of everybody else before they take care of themselves. It's almost their badge of honor. It makes me feel better that I'm taking care of all of these people, but while you're deteriorating, it's almost at your expense that you take care of others. Now, very, very big thing that we know, people will do more of what you do than what you say. It's very important. They'll do what you do far more than what you say. If you're a smoker and you tell your kids not to smoke, don't be shocked when they take it up. If you're a heavy drinker and you tell your kids to never drink, don't be surprised that's their go-to when things get stressful. They'll do what you do far more than what you say. So if you say you should exercise every day, but I don't exercise every day, they'll do what you do. So they're watching. They're always watching. People are always watching. Now, I'm not saying you worry about the judgments of others, but it is going to say what example you are setting for yourself and for the people that do fall in your category of your important people. And that's where the choice comes in, is what are you prioritizing? And if you take care of you first, you are far more proficient at taking care of others. It is not an opinion. This has been proven from person after person after person, even the one sitting next to me. She started taking a priority and taking care of herself, and her efficiency as being a mom, being a boss, being able to be there for her people and support her team, being there for you and supporting Just a Mile a Day. Her efficiency went up so much because her energy was better, her
mental clarity,
everything.
In order to be able to do everything that I do now. It really balanced me out. And I remember people always saying, oh, you should work out because it helps with just making sure that your mindset is better. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Working out is not going to do that for me. Working out just makes me miserable. Truly.
If you do it wrong.
I literally believe that. I'm like, this is not fun. I don't like it. I would tell myself these stories and justify the reason I wasn't going to do it. Or I would just do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never came. You guys know that story probably.
Yeah.
So, and turns out some of those people were right. And when you do take time for yourself and take time to work out and get it done, it does. There's a feeling of pride, but also the feeling of just, it does give you so much mental clarity, and you become stronger.
Yeah, and I like it. Jeff, he says, I'm lucky to squeeze out a mile, let alone an hour. And that's the thing where I think to caveat onto this, if you're trying to develop habits, if you're working on how do I incorporate this into my day, That's why the beauty of Just a Mile a Day is what it is we need it to be simple and bite size. You know, people think that cardio has to be 45 minutes to an hour a day. You have to do an hour at the gym or something like that. This number is a number that was just put on there, but it's not true. It's just not true. You know, and we've proved that with Warrior Month. We've proved that with what's going on with Jam the Excuses. That literally we have 8-minute workouts. We have less than 20 minutes a day that people are spending on their entire fitness and getting insane results. And we've proven that it's not an hour. It's not. Doing just a mile a day, it's as fast as you want it to be. If you want it to be, you know, under 10 minutes, it's a goal that you go for. If you want it to be under 12 minutes, it's a goal that you go for. You have control. But to say it has to be 1 hour, well, now it becomes too big. And you go, okay, well, I'll just make up the extra hour tomorrow. So I'll do 2 hours tomorrow. No, you won't.
No, you won't.
That's crazy. I missed 2 days in a row, I'll do 3 the next day. Now we're being ridiculous.
Yeah, even if you do 3, you're going to be like, now I'm so sore, I need a couple days off.
Miserable.
It just doesn't happen like that.
Small bites. To create a habit, take it down a notch. You know, take it so like if you're like, I want to read a book, but I don't have the time, read 1 page a day. And you'll have some days that you get into it if you're reading Everything is a Choice. If you're reading this and you're like, I'm just going to read 1 page a day. I'm just going to take one thing, I'm going to soak in that 1 page, that's all I'm going to do. You'll have it done in less than 2 months. You're done. A couple months, no problem. But you already know that if you do a little bit, you'll have some days you're on fire. And you'll read like 4 or 5 pages, you'll crush a chapter, and you'll be like, hey, got that out of the way. It felt good. I learned a lot. I was in that mood. You know, and that goes from anything from we found that just a mile to doing your workouts to even doing any mindset training or even meditating or anything that you could just take a second to just take deep breaths, like whatever it is. It doesn't have to be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. You have the time to take a small bite and move forward. It's just how important is it to you to make you a priority to be better for everything else that you do. That's the choice. And so when people say, I don't have enough time, we just challenge the girls. I did a fun thing where I was collecting, you know, cards, like to throw cards. And I was teaching the girls how to do it, like how you could just throw these cards and have good accuracy. And I gave them 2 weeks. I gave them cards that they could practice with. And I said, you guys have 2 weeks, and whoever wins gets a grand prize. We go out, do a special day, just us, and we're going to go do amazing things. But whoever loses has to read 2 chapters in my book and do a report. Because I want them to know that everything is a choice. I'm empowering them through their own understanding and awareness. So they all had the same amount of time. They had the same opportunity, same everything to be able to practice. There's only 2 things. There's 2 people, trained or untrained. You either are practiced or you don't practice. That's all it is. In which case, you have a choice. Do you practice or do you not practice? Almost none of them practiced. They maybe practiced 1 day for a few minutes, but they had 2 weeks, and they said at the end, they're like, I just didn't have the time. I didn't have the time. And I said, pull up your social media. Let's see how much time per day you were doing. And the shortest amount was like 3.5 hours a day up to 4.5 hours per day. And I'm like, that's a part-time job that you are doing on your social media, on your Snapchat, on your Instagram. Like you are using your phone as a part-time job right now.
Yeah, and it was interesting to hear them say, we don't have time because we have volleyball. We have, you know, to do our homework. We have to do all this. But then we have 3 extra hours per day that we're on social media, which also is an awareness thing for myself, because what are you doing? Because sometimes when you're at my house, I don't know if I see that. So I don't know. But anyway, it was definitely eye-opening for everybody. Like, oh God. So they did all have time. So that's the end of the story. Yeah.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
And that's why I said if we took true audit, and this is not me BSing, true audit, did you
Yeah.
delegate correctly? Did you give the job to somebody who could have done it for you? I had to go and make the dinner. Well, you've got a 13-year-old in your house. Will you
Absolutely.
train them, please? They will have to take care of their own family too at one point. Train them.
Right. Or
Like,
teaming up with your significant other and cooking dinner together and just getting it done quick. You know, I've stood in my kitchen, I've done squats before as dinner cooks, like trying to find any way I can to get it done. And it's just making the most out of every moment that you have. If you really want to do it, you'll find a way.
You absolutely will.
Yeah.
And that's why I say if you think about it as though like you have to take, I use the hour analogy because it's more than you need. We have cut this down to under 30 minutes for your mile plus your workout and you'll
Yeah.
still get results. We have found out the simplest way to do it. I didn't say easy, I said simple. We cut it down to make it so it's simplified. No excuses, anybody can do this. And if you took an hour to say you have to use a breathing machine for an hour or you would die, you definitely can cut a half hour out to make sure that you can be healthier and happier. Because if you don't take the time now for your wellness, you will definitely have to make time for your sickness later. So take a few minutes. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, I don't care if it's 15, just take a few minutes a day to say, I'm just gonna dedicate this to myself. I like how Jeff says, I'm cooking dinner and doing push-ups.
I love it.
You're like sometimes you gotta compound like some of the stuff together. That just is what it is. I know I've done the same thing multiple times. You know, hey, we're not in my location I'm normally at. Well, there's still a floor, push-ups, here I go. Crunches, here I go. Like,
There's
I can
miles
do-
all around us. You say that all
the
the
miles
time.
are
Yeah.
everywhere.
It's true.
They're all over. I haven't been to a place yet where they don't have them.
Yeah.
They're everywhere around you. You just go outside and there's a mile any direction you go.
Anywhere.
You
Yep.
just shoot a half mile away and then go home.
Yeah. What does Arissa say? Even a busy mom can find 30 minutes. Sometimes it's a different
Times of the day.
times. Absolutely.
But
Arissa,
they're
you are
there.
the perfect example of this too.
Yeah.
A mom, a wife, and you're on streak over day 300 now at this
Yeah.
point.
She just
And
crushed
so
past
you are the
300.
perfect example of finding time to get it in every single day. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that.
Good job, girl.
Yeah.
So I like hearing people go, I challenge it back. But I think that in all honesty, in all truthfulness, all of us would hate somebody taking an audit of your days. Now, am I saying every day is perfect? Every day doesn't work that way. But if you miss one day, it's not the end of the world. Just tomorrow, pick back up and go. You don't have to make up. Just keep on going forward. And I think that's a thing where people misconstrue. If I was going to do 20 minutes every day, which can be pretty long, it's sometimes a lot. If you miss a day, you don't have to do 40 the next day. Just do your 20 again. It's fine. You know, like keep it simple. I'm just going to do 10 minutes a day. That's what it is. I'm just going to do my mile. That's all I'm doing. That's fine. If you miss a day, just do your mile the next day. It doesn't have to be 2 miles the next day. There's no
Right.
score like this.
Don't quit altogether.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
take too much. Don't eat the whole buffet. Just take one bite at a time.
Yep.
So what do we got? We got Arissa. She said, work out in the morning or at night. You are right.
Solutions.
Amy Wagner
Love it.
King, she says, it's true. I wish my time wasn't at 4 a.m., but you're right. She can attest. I have seen her wake up first thing in the morning, still have sleepy look on her face doing her warrior workout. It is not easy, but it is a priority, and you make the time.
Yes.
And that's why
And
I believe anybody can do this.
Yeah. And also knowing the feeling of you not doing it and starting your day without it also just kind of throws you off. And I never thought I'd be the person to say that, but it does. It mentally just doesn't set you up for success if you're a morning person that works out. And if you skip a day in moments, it makes you feel like, man, you know, I personally I'm hard on myself naturally. And so it feels like something's missing, you know? So.
Holly, you said you were going to be in bed, girl.
Hi, Holly.
Welcome on the video. See, good choices, good choices. So I'm really happy to see a lot of you being able to say those things, like say, yes, I'm finding the time, because all of us have had all of the excuses to be able to not do that. That's her right hand.
What?
Holly said, are you guys engaged?
Nope. I'm happily and newly divorced, so I'm taking a moment to celebrate that.
Whoop, whoop. Celebrate divorce.
Yay!
So, but I think that's a thing with all of us. And I've been guilty of it. Everyone's been guilty of it, to say I don't have time. Let's just be clear as far as you have time. You just didn't prioritize the thing. And I think that's really the lesson for all things. You had time, but you didn't prioritize yourself. That's what it was. And if you take that approach, it does give you your power back to say, I'm not a victim of what happened around me. I'm not a victim of being too busy. No, you just prioritize something over another thing, and that's okay. But own it, because owning it gives you your power back to say, what am I going to make more important? Am I going to make my TV show more important, or am I going to make me being healthy for myself and the people that I love more important? Am I going to set the example for the people who I want to do as well? Or am I going to say do well but not do it? And I'm going to, watch YouTube or scroll social media or make some comments. Now, unless you're going for recognition warrior, we fully endorse this. Good job, still doing well.
Right.
But
Right.
in which case, most of us really just go there and just, Susan's on vacation with her kids. Michael just got a puppy. We can see the stuff, and that's fine. But take care of you before you take the time away from yourself from something that doesn't progress you. And that's just what we've seen. We've seen it. You feel better afterwards.
Yeah, and I think something that you say a lot is, what program are you on, right? So if you're not taking 20 minutes to work out, again, the awareness of what is it that you are choosing to do, and assess, does that bring you closer or further away from the goals that you want to achieve or that you set for yourself?
Yeah. And so there's always the inventory part of that. What program are you on? If you're not, what's your default program? That's where I catch people all the time. What's your default program? If it's drink soda, don't work out, smoke or drink often, I sit around for a long period of time, I don't exercise at all. If that's the program you're on, that's going to go to a destination still. That's going somewhere. And you've seen it over and over again. What happens if you don't take care of this? It starts to not work right. It's like putting sugar in the gas tank. It's going to start messing up after a while. And so taking inventory of what program is my default program, if I'm not going to do just a mile a day, if I'm not going to do any workout at all, if I'm not going to, be aware of what I'm eating or how I'm eating, what am I doing? And that's where practicing awareness becomes the tool. Being able to say, what am I prioritizing? Am I taking care of myself and showing my kids that that's the example they can also do? Or am I making excuses that I'm too busy and that's why I can't show my kids how to do what I'm going to be doing or what they should be doing? What's the choice you're making? And by no means do I tell people how they should run their house. Just understand you're running your house that way. You can do it any way you want. It's your house. But you can't later on go, why did this always happen to me? It's the result of the program you chose. And that's the accountability that we all have. We all have that option. We all have the ability to prioritize. We all have the ability to choose what we're going to do, choose how we show our kids what to do, choose what we're going to do for ourselves and for the ones that we love. We have those choices. And when you start taking accountability away from yourself and blaming I don't have enough time, I'm not able to do it, it's just not in my cards today, then you're right. And we talked about that last week. If you believe that that's the truth, if you believe it,
You're right.
you're right. But if you believe you can prioritize yourself, you believe you can prioritize the ones that you love, then you're right. Feel good. I feel like that's good. I want to hear from you guys, though. We keep seeing some stuff. Holly, what's your solution? She said, Hulu. You can watch and walk at the same time.
Perfect.
You
Good.
jam right, you can.
Good solution.
Absolutely.
You can jam it anywhere.
You can jam it in the front, Jam it
Jam
in
it
the back. You can jam it
In the yard.
across a bridge. You can jam it everywhere. we're gonna make that our commercial.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You can jam it with your family. You can jam it.
There's so many jam jokes.
You can jam it
on
with the
this one.
pastor. Yeah. Well, I was a
Jam it
friend.
with friends.
You can jam it with anybody.
Goal getter.
Squats while
Mr. Kim
cooking.
Smith.
Boo! I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Good job.
Yeah, squats, push-ups. That's the cool thing about a lot of the stuff that we do with our calisthenics too. Is you can do squats while watching your show. you can do this.
Jam it anywhere.
You can jam it anywhere. Jam it wherever you want.
So many jokes with that one.
We have a lot. You can just a mile anyway.
To be continued.
Don't give me no super wine.
Oh gosh.
So very, very thankful for you guys spending some time with us today. I feel like we're going really fast. That's 25 minutes.
Yeah. Everything's so
Whoa.
quick.
Whoa. So I know that we're a little bit later than usual, and I really do appreciate you guys for having the flexibility, because we know you're busy. We know you are. And we appreciate that you made this a priority to hang out with us. Now, of course, we wish we could hang out with you in person. This is our next best option. Is every Wednesday you get some personal development drinking game with us. So cheers to you. Thank you guys for being on Wine Wednesday with us. Amy Wagner King says, make it a point to make myself get up from my desk and walk during my workday, or do squats,
Great
etc.
job.
That's
Awesome.
good choices. Because I should be going to sleep. Yes, you should. Cheers to Jeff Bagwell.
Yeah, also
who we
wanted
need
to
to
go
be
to
doing
sleep.
a mile
Yeah, we can
with
meet
soon.
you.
We'd love to hang out with you soon, Jeff, and brush your beard. Anyways, and we can do the jam thing.
Brush your beard.
I'm just gonna put my hands through it. Swim. Anyways, let's make it weird. We appreciate you guys a lot. I know that it's a late night. We thank you guys. We're gonna cut it short to just 30 minutes today. If you haven't gotten a chance yet to jump in with Jeff Kerrigan and build your team and get ready for Rocktober, grab up some people who, like if you can find some people, I know that Greg Burkett and a few new people are making teams right now. Make a team, get them together, and get ready to compete next month. We will have exclusive prizes only for champions, but also the prize is always that you'll get in better shape, you'll feel proud,
Absolutely.
You'll make new friends. Things are always cool. We have people who are still in the group from even last year's challenge who still are great friends with people they didn't even know before they got into this group, who inspire and motivate each other. And that's the thing that's very cool about the challenge next month, is it does remind you, you have the time. You have it. It's right there. Make it a priority, and you will realize everything is a choice.
And you can jam it.
You're still on jamming it places?
It's hilarious to me. There's so many puns with that one. So many. We got more for you guys.
We have so many. We can't wait to hear even what you guys say. Here's where I jam it. I jam it across the river.
Jam it. No, I can't with that one.
All right, so thank you guys for
That's
being
funny.
on Wine Wednesday. For those of you doing your mile right now, really appreciate you guys spending the time with us, finding the solutions, and feel free to share and get other people involved with just a mile a day. We keep it simple. We make doing cardio fun. And if they're like, well, so what do you have to do? You say it's simple. You just got to get off the jam couch.
And do the jam thing.
Ooh, do it. All right. Good night, guys.
Bye, guys.